discussed in the last class, at least the headings. What did we discuss in the last class? Nobody even remembers what topic.
Digital certificates.
Yes. Very good, Shruti. Yes. Last class, we discussed about, I told you in detail about what basically is a digital certificate. Then, what are the components of a digital certificate? What constitutes a digital certificate? Or how do you do the digital, how is it made? Or how can you ensure that you have a digital certificate, or whom you have to approach to have a digital certificate? Then we looked into one popular type of certificate called SX dot 509 certificate, right? So these were the things which we had seen. Then I told you about digital signature. What is digital signature? What's the difference between a digital signature and a digital certificate? Okay, so encrypting your message with the private key is nothing but your digital signature. And for digital certificate, you need to approach a certifying authority, register with a certifying authority, request for it, and then get the certificate. Okay, so all these things we had seen. Okay, so in today's class, what we are going to discuss is in the third unit, we had a topic called authentication. Okay, so these are the various network security services, all these privacy, integrity, authenticity, authentication, and other things. So, in that, one of the important topics what we had discussed is authentication. We discussed authentication of the source based on public key, secret key with the distribution list, about message integrity. Okay, so when we discussed all these topics, we came across things like computing the hash, computing the hash using some technique. Then we also came across what is called message integrity code. Then we also came across what is called message authentication code. Then what is hash code, computing the hash. So all these things at a surface level, in very brief, I told you regarding all these things. So today we will learn in detail about this authentication, because that is very much essential for you. See here, using message integrity code, message authentication code. Then here we specify about computing the hash. Okay, so yeah, I when I discussed all these topics, only in brief I had told you about all these things. Okay, so today we are going to learn in detail about what is basically called authentication. Okay, so that is very much essential for you as far as understanding of network security basics are concerned. Okay, so today I will tell you what is an authentication. I had already told you what is an authentication, but still in depth we are going to go about it. Okay, so what is basically authentication? When we say data authentication, data authentication, what do you mean by this data authentication? Authentication or data authentication. What do you mean by authentication? Can somebody tell me what is an authentication? Is it that difficult to tell? We have almost reached the half of network security. So you should be clear regarding the terms. What is privacy, or what is confidentiality, or what is data authentication, what is integrity, what is non-repudiation. These are all the fundamental terms which we come across frequently. So what is basically data authentication? Data authentication means you are verifying the sender or receiver. Okay, so verification, checking the identity of the user who's sending the message or who's receiving the message. So that is what is basically called data authentication, or in fact authentication. Okay, so you're verifying the sender or receiver of the message. Okay, so I think some time back when I discussed about authentication, I gave this example. Are you listening? Are you all listening? Nobody is listening, huh?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So the same example I had given you a long time back when I told about verification or data authentication. Okay. So let's say you have the ATM card of say bank ABC or XYZ. Okay. So since you have the ATM card, you are authorized to use the ATM. Okay. So you are the authorized person to get the services. Okay. So your OTP verification or biometric verification or PIN verification is nothing but the authentication. So that's an example for a authentication. Okay, so now coming to the types of authentication. Okay, so what are the different types of authentication? Okay, so we discussed about all these things in the various units, but then we never unified it as a single thing. Okay, so now coming to the types of authentication. Okay, so one is what is called the message encryption. Message encryption. Second one is what is called the message authentication code, MAC. That's what the term we would have used when we discussed in the third unit. Message authentication code, which is also called message digest. And the third one is what is called the hash code or hash functions, hashing. Okay, so these are the different types of authentications. Okay, fine. So when you say the authentication algorithm, when you say the authentication algorithm, it will be doing one of these, encryption or generating a MAC code or generating a hash code, authentication. Okay. So let's first look into what this message encryption is all about. Okay, so these are the different types of authentication. You have the message encryption, message authentication code, and hash functions. Okay, so when we say message encryption, okay, so encryption means what? Converting the plain text to cipher text is what is called encryption. I'll write it as PT to CT. Okay, converting the plain text to cipher text. So you can say this cipher text will act as the authenticator. Okay, okay, before, let me take another. Okay, so first one is message encryption. Okay, so encryption is nothing but converting the plain text to cipher text. Okay, so this cipher text will act as the authenticator. Okay, so the sender should be authenticated by the receiver or vice versa. Okay, so this process will be done only through the, this process can be done only through the your cipher text. Okay, so that acts as the authenticator. Okay, second one is what is called your message authentication code, MAC code. Okay, MAC. That's a second type of authentication. Okay, another different type of authentication. So here you will be having some sort of authentication function. Okay, some authentication function will be there. Okay, so we will have to apply this authentication function on the plain text. Okay, along with the key. Okay, which will produce, say, a fixed length code. Okay, so that fixed length code, what is being generated is what is called the message authentication code or MAC code. Okay, so let's say you have a message M. M is the message. Okay, so you are applying a authentication function, authentication function C on message M with key K. So okay, so you will, how you will write specific, I mean mention this is a fixed length code, which is also called as the message authentication code. Okay, so this is how you represent the function. Okay, so MAC code is also called message digest. Many of the textbook, they call it as message digest. Okay, so you will be having some sort of authentication function, which I have mentioned, represented by the letter called C. Okay, so we will apply this authentication function on the plain text, on the plain text along with the key, Okay, so to generate what is called your MAC code. Okay, message authentication code. Okay, so MAC code is also called as message digest. Okay, so this fixed length code, so this will act as the authenticator. Okay, so this fixed length code is what is called authenticator. In the previous case, it was a ciphertext. Here it is the fixed length code. Okay, so that is what is the. Okay, so this MAC is also called message digest. Another name for it is message digest. Okay, so this was the MAC code which we were talking about in the third unit. Okay, so the next one is what is called the hash function. The third one, hash function. Hash functions. Okay, so this is also something similar to the your MAC code. Okay, so here we use the hash function. Okay, so hash function is independent of the key. Okay, hash function is h, we call it as, that is independent of the key. Okay, so we call it as h of m. Okay, so h of m is equal to a fixed length code, which is also called hash code. Hash code, which is generally represented with a small letter h. Okay, h, capital letter H is the hash function. Small letter h is the hash code. Okay, so that's what. So here you can see it is dependent on the key. Your authentication function, as far as the MAC code is concerned, it is dependent on the key. Okay, it's dependent on the key. Okay, dependent on the key. Whereas here, the hash function h is independent of the key. So h of m is equal to a fixed length code. This is also called the hash code. Okay, so capital letter H is your hash function, whereas your small letter h is your hash code. Okay, so this is a brief regarding the different types of authentication. Okay, verifying the sender or the receiver. Okay, you can go for either an encryption or then a message authentication code, or your hash function. Okay, where in the first case, the ciphertext acts as an authenticator. Here, it is a fixed length code in both these cases. The second case, it is dependent on the key. In the third case, it is independent of the key. Okay, so now let's see how this cipher, I just told in the first case, the message encryption, the ciphertext acts as the authenticator. Okay, so now let's see how this ciphertext acts as the authenticator. How this happens. Okay, how this ciphertext acts as the authenticator. Okay, so now that's what the first thing what we're going to look into. Okay, so how I told the ciphertext is acting as the authenticator, okay, or the message encryption by itself. So that will provide authentication. Okay, so but then when we see this, when we say encryption, we should analyze it from two different angles. So one is for how it happens as far as a symmetric encryption is concerned, and the second is how it happens as far as a public key encryption is happened. Okay, symmetric encryption and public encryption, or symmetric or asymmetric, you can say. This is symmetric, this is asymmetric. How the ciphertext authenticates. Okay, so you can see here the first figure out here. Okay, so the message, you can see here the message, m is the message. So So that is being transmitted. This is the source, this is the destination B, source A to B. Okay, so the message M is transmitted from the source A to the destination B, and it's encrypted using the secret key, secret key K. You can see here the secret key K. So that will be shared between the source and the destination. Okay, so then if no other party knows the key, okay, then you can say the confidentiality is being provided. Okay, or no other party can recover the plain text of the message. Okay, so that way we can say confidentiality is achieved. Okay, so then again, B, our destination. So destination is assured that the message was generated by the sender itself or by A itself. Okay, because the message must come from A, because A is the only other party who possesses this secret key K. Okay, I mean nobody else will be able to have this secret key K. Okay, so if you are able to reconstruct the message, that is a plain text back, then B knows that, I mean, no other bits in the message has been altered. Okay, because anyway, the opponent will not be knowing the secret key. It's not a public key, it's a secret key which is being shared. So you can say that authentication is also being achieved because encryption is being done using the secret key and not using the public key. Okay, so that's the reason why we have written here symmetric encryption, confidentiality, as well as authentication is being accomplished as far as the symmetric encryption is concerned. Okay, so next, the second case, the second figure, what is being shown here is what is called the asymmetric encryption. Asymmetric encryption, second case. Okay, so here it is telling the confidentiality is achieved, only confidentiality. It's not mentioning about authentication, which means it's failing in the authentication. Authentication failed. Authentication failed. Okay, so if you see here at the sender side, anyone can send the message. Anyone can send this message. Okay, so that is anybody can encrypt and send the message. Okay, so the public key, you can see here the public key, PUB. Okay, so that's available with all the users on the network. Okay, so even hacker or a cracker can get hold of the public key and then send a message to the sender. Okay, so that's the reason why we say the authentication has failed and only it accomplishes confidentiality. Okay, so the source A, it uses the public key PUB of the destination, public key of the destination, that is B, to encrypt the particular message M. Okay, so because only B has the corresponding private key, okay, so only B can decrypt the message. Okay, so it doesn't provide authentication because any opponent could make use of the public key of B and then encrypt the message and then claim that it was B. Sorry, it was A. Okay, so that is the reason why we call confidentiality is there, but then authentication is being failed. Okay, so that is a second case. Just a second, it's showing stable. Net has become slow, so let me disable the video. Just a second. Okay, now coming back. So we have the third case, which is able to provide both authentication in the sense, your signature. So what you're doing is the A, that is the sender, is using the private key, PR. It's using the private key to encrypt the message, and then at the destination end, B is using the public key to decrypt the message. Okay, so at here we use the private key, but here we are using the public key. So both public key, I mean, it's being encrypted using the private key. Okay, so this will provide authentication, just like your symmetric encryption case, just like this case. Okay, so this will provide authentication also. Okay, because the message will come only from A, because A is the only person which will have the private key, PRA. And therefore, the only party with the necessary information to construct the ciphertext can decrypt. That is by using PUA. Okay, so that's what. But then this you can see that this will provide authentication and signature, but then this doesn't provide confidentiality, no confidentiality. Why no confidentiality? So this is providing authentication and signature because you're using the private key at the sender side. But then it is not providing any confidentiality. Here it was authentication which was failing. Here it is confidentiality which is failing. Why? Because anybody having A's public key can decrypt the ciphertext. At this particular point, you're making use of public key. So anybody who's having that particular key can decrypt the message. Okay, so that's the reason why we say no confidentiality. Okay, so these are the three cases. Okay, here you have, this is a symmetric encryption, in which case you achieve both confidentiality and authentication. But then when we go for public key encryption, so this particular scheme provides confidentiality, but then authentication fails. Whereas this particular scheme, you're using the private key at one end and public key at the other end. So you can say that signature or authentication is being provided or verified, but then confidentiality is not being provided. Anybody can get hold of the public key of A and decrypt the message. Okay, so then to achieve both your authentication and confidentiality in an asymmetric scheme, okay, so we have to apply what is called your dual encryption. Dual encryption, that is the last scheme mentioned out here, the fourth scheme. The fourth scheme mentioned out here is what is called the dual encryption. Okay, so what you do here is at the sender side, we use two encryptions. We are making use of two encryptions. You're making use of two encryptions. You can see here one encryption, another encryption. At the sender side, you're making use of two encryption, and at the receiver side, you're making use of two decryptions. See, you can see here. So sender side two encryption and receiver side two decryptions. Okay, so in all these cases, ciphertext itself will act as the authenticator. Okay, so here we can achieve both your authentication, confidentiality, and the signature because we are encrypting using your private key, PRA. Okay, so we are not in all these techniques, whatever we have told right now, we are not using any separate function. Okay, so ciphertext itself will act as the authenticator. Okay, CT acts as the authenticator. That's what I mentioned here. Okay, so to provide your confidentiality and authentication, so A can encrypt, this is the sender side, A can encrypt the message M using its private key, that is PRA, which provides the digital signature, and then it can use B's public key, that is PUB, which will provide confidentiality. Okay, so but this is good because it provides both your authentication along with signature and confidentiality. But then your public key algorithm, I mean that itself is quite complex. That has to be exercised 4 times rather than two in each and every communication. So that's one disadvantage of this. Okay, right. So that is regarding the first one, the message encryption. Okay, so the next is what is called your MAC code, message authentication code. Okay, so this is yet another alternative technique which will provide authentication. Okay, so this basically makes use of your secret key to generate what is called you can say a small fixed size block of data, or that is what is called your MAC code. Okay, so that generally gets appended to the message. So you can see here MAC. MAC is getting appended with the message. MAC and message. Okay. So you're assuming that both the communicating parties, let's say if it is A and B, so they will be sharing a common secret key. Common secret key, let's say K. Okay, so when A has a message to send to B, so it will calculate the MAC, message authentication code, as a function of the message and the key. Okay, so that's what I had written this C of M comma K. Two slides back, I had written this. Okay, see this one. This is what I'm telling. MAC is dependent on the key. C of M comma K is nothing but the fixed length code, which is also called the MAC code. Okay, so in order to get this MAC code, we have to apply some function on the plain text, message along with the key, so which will produce a fixed length code which is called the message authentication code. Okay, so that's what. So you're having a plain text message M. Okay, so you apply the function C. You can see here you're applying the function C along with the key K. Okay, so that we get one code which will be appended. This is what is appending. The double lines shows appended. Okay, so that will be appended along with the plain text message, so that we get the message and the MAC code. So that will be basically sent to the receiver. Okay, then at the receiver, the same function C will be applied on the message M along with the key K, so that your MAC is being generated. Okay, so then and your appended MAC will be there, and the generated MAC, appended MAC and the generated MAC both will be compared. Okay, so if the appended MAC and the generated MAC both are same, if both are same, okay, so then we can infer, or we can make an inference that the message has been received successfully from the correct sender or from the perfect sender. Okay, so this will ensure integrity also, because data is not being modified en route the transmission. Okay, so in case a bit change in the plain text message, that is in case if a single bit changes in the plain text message M, then there will be a MAC mismatch. Okay, if there is, in case there is a MAC mismatch, so that means the data might be modified, or it also means that it is not coming from the correct sender. Okay, so here in this technique, did you notice that there is no encryption involved here? No encryption. There is no encryption involved here. Okay, so bits will always be in the plain text format itself. Okay, so there are chances the message could be modified during the transmission, or MAC itself could be modified. Okay, so this means that you're achieving the authentication, but then there is no confidentiality. Confidentiality will come into picture only if it is being encrypted. Okay, so this particular scheme, we have authentication, yes. Confidentiality, no. Why? Because no encryption is involved. Only authentication is involved. Okay, so to get authentication, sorry, to add confidentiality. So this is authentication. Okay. So to add confidentiality, what we do is, yeah, you can see here. This is one way, authentication tied to the plain text, wherein you are encrypting. You're giving, you are doing encryption. This encryption, or it can be tied to the ciphertext also. Tied to the ciphertext. So these are the two ways in which you can achieve this. Okay, right. So that's regarding your message authentication code. Okay, so now the question comes, why we are learning all these things? Why this message authentication code? Where exactly are we using this? Okay, actually this message authentication code or MAC code, it's being used in a number of applications. Okay, so where the same message has to be broadcast to a number of destination. Okay, for example, like you want to notify to the users of a particular network that the network is not available right now, or you want to send an alarm signal in a military control scheme. Okay, so you can make use of it. So it is more cheaper and more reliable to have only one destination responsible for monitoring the authenticity. Okay, so the message must be broadcast in plain text with an associated message authentication code. That's a MAC code. Okay, so the responsible system will have the secret key and it will perform the authentication. So in case a violation occurs, the other destination will be alerted by some sort of general alarms. Okay, so that's one way you can, I mean, one application domain where you can make use of your MAC code or your message digest. Okay, then maybe when you have some sort of exchange, network message data or data exchange happening in a network, okay, on one side you have a heavy load and you cannot afford the time to decrypt all the incoming messages. In that case, authentication can be carried out on a selective basis. Okay, so, and the messages can be chosen at random for checking. Okay, so all these cases you can make use of it. Okay, then the point to be noted is your MAC does not provide digital signature. It will not provide digital signature because both the sender and the receiver will be sharing the same key. Okay, so that's another type of authentication. Okay, so now coming to the third type of authentication, that's what is called the hash function. Okay, your MAC code is always dependent on the key, whereas your hash code is independent of the key. Okay, so the hash code acts as the authenticator. Hash code is the authenticator. Okay, so there's one capital H and a small h coming here, which I had already told you. Okay, so capital H is nothing but the hash function, small h is nothing but the hash code. Okay, so you can see here. So this is basically a one-way hash function. Okay, actually there is a drawback for this technique. So encryption is basically applied on the hash function. It is not on the plain text M. You can see here, encryption is being applied on the hash function. See, encryption is happening here. So that's happening on the hash function H and not on the plain text M. Okay, so at the receiver side, anyone can decrypt it using the PUB, that is the public key of the user B. Okay, so to avoid this disadvantage, you need to apply some encryption algorithm on the plain text message M and the hash code H. Okay, so that is one thing. So this is a simple scheme. So here the disadvantage is encryption is being applied on the H, okay, and not on the plain text message. So here you can see here, you're applying the encryption algorithm on the plain text message M and the hash code H. Okay, so you're using some sort of secret key. So you can see here KRA, secret key. So we are using both symmetric and asymmetric encryption. So that way you can achieve authentication. Okay, so we are using the public key encryption on your H value and symmetric encryption on plain text M. Symmetric encryption. So that is on plain text. You're making use of KRA. Public key encryption on hash code H. So finally, if the generated hash code and the appended hash code is the same, that means the sender is being authenticated by the receiver. Okay, so that means the data is not being modified during the transmission. Okay, if the data is being modified, even if one bit changes, so you can see here a comparison is being done. Okay, even if one bit is being changed during the transmission, then the hash codes, the generated hash code and the appended hash code will not match. Okay, so in that case, you can make sure some issue has happened. Okay, so whatever we have discussed so far, so these all these things. Okay, so these are not any encryption algorithms. These are all just for authentication. Okay, so these are the different algorithms or techniques for generating the MAC code or your hash code. Okay, so that's one point to be noted. Okay, so encryption algorithm means they are basically used for converting your plain text to ciphertext. Okay, so that is what your encryption algorithm will always be dealing about. Okay, authentication algorithms means or authentication techniques means what they will be doing is they will either be generating a MAC code or a hash code. MAC code or a hash code. Okay, so now I hope you have understood. You got an idea regarding what is authentication and what are the different types of authentication. What's the difference between authentication algorithm and an encryption algorithm? What are the different types of authentication? What they do? What is MAC code means? What is hash function means? When you say computing hash, what it means? I hope you've got an idea regarding what are all these things. Okay, so now with that, I stop right now and I'll share a crossword puzzle in your GCR. So, I want you to do it right now. And by the time I take attendance, you please work it out and submit the answers there. Wait. Are you all with me or slept? Listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right, I'm sharing it in your GCR. So start working it out when I take the attendance. And by the time I finish attendance, you please share the answer with me or put it in the GCR. Okay, I have shared it in the class. Okay, shared it in the class. Maybe if you want that's a PDF. If you want the link, maybe I will put it here so that those who want to access it online can do it here. I've shared it in the chat window. Okay, so by the time I take attendance, I want you to work it out. Let's see who will get the answers first. Okay, this will help you to answer the MCQs. Okay, don't just Google search and give me the answers. Do a sincere attempt. That will help you to understand the basic concepts. Very few questions are there, and then do it yourself. That's what I want to tell you. Okay, let me take the attendance now. Answer your attendance, Shruti,
Yes, ma'am.
Ryan. Ryan is not there. Dipanshu Kumar.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Vishal.
Present, ma'am.
Nitish.
Present, ma'am.
Shruti Kaushik.
Yes, ma'am.
Darshini.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Fatima, noted. 111, Sai Satish.
Present, ma'am.
Santosh. Santosh, no response. 133, Jeevesh. Jeevesh.
133. Ma'am, present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Okay, Jeevesh. 144, Nityashri.
Present,
No.
ma'am.
Okay. Ayushi Sharma.
Present, ma'am.
Prasan Kumar. 23. No response. Sarthak.
Ma'am, 23 answer in chapter.
Okay. 23 is noted. Santosh is also noted. Okay. Sarthak is also noted. Fine. Pranay Matthew.
Present, ma'am.
Rishon. 31. Okay, noted. 33, Anshuman. Rajanish Yadav. Okay, noted. Vedika.
Present, ma'am.
Vedika started doing the puzzle.
Yes, ma'am.
Manthan. Okay. Aman Vora.
Present, ma'am.
You were absent for the last two classes, no? 51,
Yes, ma'am.
Shaktiya.
Present, ma'am.
Vaishak Nair.
Present, ma'am.
61, Amrita.
Present, ma'am.
Malavika.
Present, ma'am.
Megha Sinha.
Present, ma'am.
Megha got all the answers.
No, ma'am. Doing, ma'am.
Nikita Das.
Present, ma'am.
Sai Gopal.
Present, ma'am.
Shreya Pradeep. Okay, noted. 85, Gayatri. Okay, noted. Akash Deep.
Present, ma'am.
90, Ilaraj.
Present, ma'am.
Sarangaraja.
Present, ma'am.
Jitendra Saini. Jitendra, okay, noted. Rajagopalan.
Present, ma'am.
Binoy John.
Present, ma'am.
Nimal Kumar.
Present, ma'am.
Karthikeyan. 123, Karthikeyan. No response. 126, Ashwini.
Present, ma'am.
123, Karthikeyan is planning to come at the end and give attendance. No attendance there. Arjun, 142.
Present, ma'am.
151.
Present, ma'am.
Venkat.
Present, ma'am.
Who's this 101? 101 was not marked. 101 was marked. Only 123 is absent. Okay, 192. Mitra Lakshmi.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah. 193, Aparna. Aparna, no response. Akansha Singh.
Present, ma'am.
218. 233, Mihika Mishra.
Present, ma'am.
Vignesh. 234 is present. Okay, noted. 241, Swastik Johari. Okay, noted. 246, Jagadeep.
Present, ma'am. 246.
Okay, noted. 263, K. Karthikeyan. Okay. Finished working out the crossword? Do it. 267, Abdul Ahad.
Yeah. Present, ma'am.
Jashwan Parashar.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, noted. Done. Anybody, any issue with the attendance? Okay. So who has completed the crossword? Tell me. Let's see. Who has got all the answers? Hardly few questions were there, right? Anybody got the answers? Ayushi, Megha, Nikita, who has got it? Amrita? It's from the third unit I have given. And I didn't touch all the topics too. I just took the few fundamental concepts. That's all. Is there somebody who's got all the answers except one or something? Come on, is it that tough? I'm just waiting for a response. Who's getting all the answers? Nobody has turned in. Okay, leave turning in. Just where are you all stuck? That's what I just wanted to know. Which question is confusing you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 questions are there. Just text in the chat window how many questions were you able to answer? Only 7 questions, out of which how many are you able to answer? You just tell me. Sarthak, how many have you answered? Why nobody is not responding? Because attendance is over. Huh? At least tell me the status now. Rejoined due to network issues. Okay, Sarthak. What about others? Somebody would have got the answer, right? Amrita, what is the status?
I'm doing, ma'am.
Can somebody share your status right now? Just to know where you're stuck or which question you're getting stuck with. Ayushi, how many answers did you get?
3, ma'am.
3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vedika, how many? 4 done. Okay. Yeah, good. Keep going. Anybody who has done more than 4? Okay, respond.